10 facts you need to know about deadly creatures. Box jellyfish. Uno. A lot of misconceptions about how to treat jellyfish stings are still in use today, so we're going to talk about those. People still use seawater rubbing with a towel, alcohol, baking soda, and urine. Yeah, let me take a whiz on that. Sadly, the only treatment you can do for yourself at first is use vinegar over the entire sting area. Vinegar seems to stop the remaining stingers from actually going off. Hydrocortosone cream and antihistamines will help relieve the itching and swelling. However, you don't really know exactly how your body's going to react to a box jellyfish sting. If too many drag across you, you may need to get to the emergency room as soon as possible. Certain parts of your body swelling and how your body reacts to an increased blood pressure or just the allergy is what has killed so many people. And I think somebody's just went around saying, hey, I'm gonna pee on you and it'll make you feel better. That's just them. That's all they want to do. They just want to pee on you. That's a lie. Don't do that. Number 2. Jellyfish are the most efficient swimmers. The rim of the bell is folded inwards to form a shelf known as velarium, which restricts the bell's aperture and creates a powerful jet when the bell pulsates. Basically, there's a whole lot of flapping going on. Water comes inside of the bell and then gets shot out with also a flap of the rim right there, which will help jet it forward. Think of it this way. Imagine if every time you took a step, you could also fart and jut yourself an extra foot. Well, you'd be going all kinds of places. Less calories are burnt, but not only that, every time that it pulsates, they're actually catching a lot of smaller food. So they're basically getting their food on the go. Can I get that to go? Thanks. 3. The box jellyfish doesn't see the way that most animals do. Not a surprise? Well, with 24 eyes, I hope you can see what I mean. But these eyes don't just see light and dark, but specific points of light. A test was performed by placing a jelly in a tank with 2 white rods, which the sea wasp didn't seem to recognize at all, and just bumped into them while passing or just swam around them, not even knowing that they existed. With black rods, the Chironex flickeri swam around, avoiding touch. However, it didn't seem afraid. It just seemed to avoid the black rods. But with 2 red poles placed in the tank, the jelly became very aware of the hue and stayed in the furthest corner away from the rods. I guess that's why they've been employing the use of red nets. Smart. Number 4. Box jelly actually hunts its prey. True jellies will just simply drift into their next meal. One even uses itself as a sail to help it travel, but that means that its next meal will only be by chance. It'd be awesome to just swim into a cheeseburger, but it's probably not going to happen. Whereas with the sea wasp, they are capable of achieving speeds of up to 1.5 to 2 meters per second due to that cool jet action that we were talking about earlier. Like with a bear, you don't have to be faster than the jellyfish, you just have to be faster than the other guy. Don't leave me! The 5th. Their venom is used to catch prey, small fish and invertebrates, including prawns and baitfish. But they also use it for defense from predators, which include butterfish, batfish, rabbitfish, and the crabs. Sea turtles seem to be the only capable predator against jellyfish, because their skin is so thick that the harpoon shot out never pierce their tough hides. Number 6. Where sea wasp attacks happen more often, such as in Australia, they have vinegar dispensaries on site to help with stings. Chinese and Australian beaches have employed a lot of these barrier nets to help give swimmers a little bit more safety. Red nets have become more popular due to the studied reaction to color, but still sometimes a few slip through. Beaches bring in a lot of money and amusement, so it becomes a real problem when blooms or masses of jellies decide to just float on in. Number 7. In Hawaii, 7 to 10 days after a full moon, lifeguards know that this is the highest potential for needing to close a beach. Scientists studied the conditions all year no matter what, but apparently after a full moon, the box jellies come close to spawn. making those beaches a hazard. A really disgusting hazard. Nobody wants to swim in the spawn. Eventually, the numbers subside, but until then, they're closed and you can swim at your own risk, but you'll be swimming in spawn, and that's just nasty. Unless you're into that kind of thing. Number 8. Bodysuits or swimmer suits are the most effective ways of sting prevention when swimming in a populated area, or if a random jelly decides to come along. Pantyhose was used at one time due to the likely chance that the area that would be stung would be about the same length as the jellyfish's tentacles. However, through further study, we found that the jellies don't sting based upon just touch. It's more about the chemicals that are released from your skin. So, a good portion of the time, the pantyhose did indeed work. Niner. In 2011, researchers at the University of Hawaii announced that they had developed an effective treatment against stings by Hawaiian box jellyfish by deconstructing the venom contained in their tentacles. By using zinc gluconate, or gluconate, it stops the disruption of red blood cells and reduces cardiac effect of the venom. Thanks, Hawaii. With severe jellyfish stings, cardiac arrest is a high possibility. This makes antivenoms so very important. And number 10. Storms and overfishing have pushed these creatures to have less predators and more free areas to overpopulate. You see, many types of jellies have the strong ability to adapt. There are even small lakes where nothing remained but jellies. And as for their food source, they turn their bodies into sun eaters. No longer relying on fish and other complex prey, they simply just soak up the sun to generate their energy. In closing, adaptable, venomous, and spreading more every day, the box jelly is, in my opinion, the next big threat to ocean life. If we don't clean up a few of our actions and learn how to cull their blooms properly due to displacement from storms, we could have some problems ahead. Be on the lookout. The jellyfish is on its way near you. You know, unless you live in the Sahara, then you're fine. But it's freaking hot. Alright. Thanks for listening. And if you found the information good, informative, fun, then go ahead and press like or subscribe. We have plenty more to talk about.